In this video, we're going to look at how to solve simultaneous equations. Simultaneous equations consist of two equations, each with two unknowns. For example, we can have 2x plus 3y equals 14 and x plus 4y equals 12. Now, the thing to note is we cannot solve these equations individually because they have two unknowns. In order to solve an equation by rearranging it, it needs to only consist of one unknown. For example, if we had 3x plus 2 equals 11, we can solve this by rearranging it. If we minus 2 from both sides, we get 3x equals 9, and then if we divide by 3, we get x equals 3, and we're done. In order to do this for simultaneous equations, we need to first create one equation with one unknown in it. So how do we do that? Well, in the method of substitution, we replace one of the unknowns. For example, we replace x with what x means in terms of y. And to do that, we use the second equation. So if you rearrange equation 2 to get what x equals, this is what we would do. So x plus 4y equals 12. So we can minus 4y from both sides, giving us x equals 12 minus 4y. Okay, so now we know what x equals in terms of y. And so now we can replace this x in the first equation with 12 minus 4y to create one equation with one unknown. So let's do that. So we want to let's call this equation 3. 3 into 1. So with equation 1 is 2x plus 3y equals 14, which is 2. X is 12 minus 4y plus 3y equals 14. So now we have one equation with one unknown, just y. So let's simplify this. 2 times 12 is 24. 2 times negative 4y is negative 8y plus 3y equals 14. Negative 8y plus 3y gives us negative 5y equals 14. So if we minus 24 from both sides, we get negative 5y equals 14 minus 24, which is negative 10. And then to get rid of the negative 5, divide by negative 5, gives us y equals 2. Now that we know what y equals, we can find what x is simply by subbing that back in to equation 3. So let's do that. So sub y equals 2. Into 3. So x equals 12 minus 4y, which is 12 minus 4, y is 2. 12 minus 8 gives us 4. There. Now we know what y is and what x is. In order to check if our answers are correct, all we have to do is sub them back into the original equations. So equation 1 now becomes 2 times x is 4 plus 3 times x is 2. So what does this equal? 2 times 4 is 8 plus 3 times 2 is 6, which is 14. So yeah, equation 1 works with our values of x and y. Let's check equation 2. X is 4 plus 4 times y is 2. That equals 4 plus 8. That is 12. So it does equal 12. So equation 2 also holds. Thus we have proved that our answers are correct. X does equal 4 and y does equal 2. So just to iterate the steps that we took, The first thing we did was rearrange equation 2 to get what x equals in terms of y. Then we sub that back into equation 1. So we replaced x in equation 1 with 12 minus 4y to get one equation with one unknown. And then we simplified and solved that to get what y equals. Once we knew what y equals, we subbed that back in to equation 3, which was the rearranged equation 2, to get what x equals. So once we sub that in, x was 12 minus 4y. 12 minus 4 times 2 gave us x equals 4. And finally, we checked if our answers were correct by subbing in x equals 4 and y equals 2, our answers, into the original equations. And that did give us 14 and 12. And therefore we could conclude that our answers were indeed correct.